Are you tired of going to the bike shop to find out that the gear you want is not in stock? Well, before you make the trek to the shop, why not head over to Puremoto.com, search 1.3 million items currently in stock, search for what you want to buy, what size, what color, and you can go pick it up locally that day. Search before you drive with Puremoto.com. If you could only have one upgrade to your motorcycle, it would be irrefutably factory suspension over anything. Why do I say that? Well, this proves it. You've got AC in his heat race. Watch him as he over jumps one of these triples. Doesn't land front wheel down, nose down. He's just landing flat. Boom. Bike soaks it up. No issue whatsoever. Then you have Hayden Deegan as he over jumps pretty much almost everything in the section. He's up in the air. Boom, small little overjump, lands in the middle of the transition. Doesn't mess him up one bit. And major overjump, boom, nothing happens. Let's watch that in real time. Dang, I wish I had factory suspension. Next on the roster, we have Hunter Lawrence, the eventual winner of Detroit. This is incredibly subtle. However, it is crucial to point out. Watch as he enters the whoops. What did you see? I saw a small little preload. You would think that these guys would try to scrub, but he's actually has a small, he's in the attack position. Watch his hips. He squats down. Boom. There's his knees. That's how subtle it is. Right there. Entering the whoops. He's unloading the motorcycle to help bunny hop that bike to stay on top. And look, he's just nips the very top of those whoops. And it all starts from that subtle whoop, 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 whoop. I can do this for a while. Whoop, 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 brah, 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 brah. I've got to ask myself, it's not a Creative Lines video if there's not a segment of Jason Anderson. Watch the Dragon back. This is pronounced. You saw other riders like AP, which heartbroken for the dude. He was doing this every lap in the main event on that Dragon back. One of the things I didn't like about this track was it was so one line. It was hard to make up time. There's only a few subtle changes and lines that riders were able to take to make forward momentum and make up time. And this was one of them. Again, it's subtle. Jason Anderson, he's the king of wheel taps. Watch him. Rot. That power of that Kawasaki, just instant. I mean, he does have a little starter whoop there to help him. But just massive wheel tap. Front wheel down perfectly on top of the third Dragon back. And he just goes about his day job like no freaking big deal. Boom. Looks like I could almost do it. How easy that looks. I'm not quite done with sweatpants just yet. Jason Anderson comes around the main section, and this is that triple, 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 double section. Watch him as he seat bounces the first triple. Notice that he grabs his clutch and he taps his rear brake to get that front end to dive instantly. You'll see it here, right there. Boom, to get it to go down. Here, I'll do it in real time so you can see it. Notice it. Very subtle, right? It's just a small technique that these pros use. I will point out, though, that this is a slower technique because of just simple inertia. That rear end, you've got two rotating wheels here, and if you all of a sudden lock one up, it's slowing you down. And so it's so subtle, it's minute, it's milliseconds a lap. But if you were to do this over every jump and not change up anything, you would 1000% be slower than if you were just to move your forward weight to get that nose to dive down to downside a landing. It is slower, but it is more technical to use the rear brake. And that's why you'll only see these riders do it in certain situations. This was one of them. And I showed you at the beginning of the video, the majority of the riders were over jumping these. So this is just Jason Anderson using his technique to be smooth. Dino started a chain, which I'm sure these guys did it in press day in practice. However, he was the first guy I saw in the night show do it. And Dino is one of those riders that I put in the same category as a Josh Hansen, a Kevin Windham, where if there's a big hit out there, he's going to be one of the guys to jump it first. So Dino's on the Honda. You see him wheelie over this roller bump because this is actually an option. Not many riders were taking it, but you have a lip on the outside, a lower lip on the inside. He rolls it, then he doubles across the start, and the chain reaction is the quad triple into the corner, and that's what started the rest of the field. Then in the main event, you saw pretty much everyone doing it, from AC to AP to Webb to Sexton to Tomac. Everybody was busting out that quad. I do have to say that Deegan had a little bit more of a pronounced wheelie over that starter. As you can see right here, he's wheeling out. Look at how fast those bikes are, and look at how fast they turn. How he's able to just check up and not continue, but he actually sets up. So that ass end is spinning around and can turn on a dime. And as soon as he gets on the accelerator, that front end can come up. Boom. What an amazing bike to ride. Nothing against their talent, because normal folk couldn't use these bikes to their potential, but given a rider that can use a bike to its potential, there's amazing things you can do with it. Just stuff like this that's super subtle, to wheelie over that rod and then have that bike just soak up and continue with the double, quad, triple. Small digression. If you made it this far, first, take your hats off. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. Make sure on your way out, you hit the subscribe button, you leave a comment, and I know a lot of you are deciding to do so, so it helps out. Appreciate every single one of you. We have Mr. Icy Hot himself, Ken Roxann. The dude has to get a good start in order to win, just plain and simple, but he is extraordinary when it comes to riding a motorcycle, and I love to see some of the options that he chooses. The majority of the riders in this step on, step off were pretty much just stepping over, going to the inside. Well, Kenny was stepping on, sitting down, and seat bouncing off. There is no lip there. There is no lip. Sometimes you'll see a lip added to these. There's absolutely no lip. But as he sits down, pops up, boom, he makes a lip just by preloading that motorcycle. Raw. Just fun to watch. Till next time, this is Johnny Hopper. Make sure you keep it WFO. Ba-ra-da-da-da.